Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. We welcome you to our online teaching academy, Ekalaiva. Today, you are going to learn a prose from the Raintree English Literature Reader. The name of the lesson is The Iron Man, written by Ted Hughes. Now, in today's lesson, this is an extract from The Iron Man, written by Ted Hughes. Ted Hughes. About the author Ted Hughes, he is from 1930 to 1998, was a British writer. His full name was Edward James Hughes. He wrote stories for children as well as several poems. He was married to the famous American poet Sylvia Plath. After The Iron Man, Hughes also wrote a book called The Iron Woman. This is a story about an Iron Man. Is the continuation. In the previous story, a giant Iron Man troubled the farmers and the villagers. Hogarth, a farmer's son, helped the villagers and they led the Iron Man into the huge pit and buried him there. Now, let us see what happened to the Iron Man. So, one day, a father, a mother, a little boy and a little girl stopped their car and climbed the hill for a picnic. So, a family consisting of father, mother, a little girl and a little boy, they went for the picnic. They climbed the hill, but they had never heard of the Iron Man. They were not aware of the Iron Man. They spread a tablecloth on the grass. So, since they have come for the picnic, they spread the tablecloth on the ground. They set down the plate of sandwiches, a big pie, a bottle of milk, a bowl of tomatoes, a dish of butter and a loaf of bread with cheese and salt and cups. So, since they were in their picnic mood, they wanted to enjoy their time. So, they brought so many eatables. What were they? They were sandwiches, a big pie, a bottle of milk, a bowl of tomatoes, a dish of butter and a loaf of bread. So, all these things they spread on the tablecloth. The father lit the stove to boil some water for tea. So, the father set the stove to boil the water for tea. So, here light is the present tense and lit is the past tense. They all lay back on rugs, munching food and waiting for the kettle to boil. Suddenly, the father said, "That's funny." "What is?" asked the mother. So, in their relaxing mood, they were laying on the rugs. Rugs means it is a thick blanket. So, they were laying on the blanket and they were munching food and waiting for the kettle to boil, to have the tea. So suddenly now the father, he said there was a shake in the ground. I felt the ground shake, the father said. Here, right beneath us, everybody sat up. The tablecloth was sagging in the middle. So the father informed everyone that he felt a shake in the ground. Now, shake is the present tense and shook is the past tense. And since he told that there was a shake in the ground, everyone sat up. Now, before their eyes, they could see the tablecloth was sagging in the middle. So, the tablecloth was sagging. Sagging means hanging down. So, it was hanging down in the middle. As they watched, the sag got deeper and all the food fell into it, pulling the tablecloth right down into the ground. So, as they were watching, before their eyes, they saw the sag got deeper and all the food fell into it. So, before their eyes, they saw all the food, whatever eatables they brought, it all fell into the pit, pulling the tablecloth right down into the ground. So, along with the eatables, the tablecloth went into the ground. The ground underneath was splitting and the tablecloth, as they watched, slowly folded and disappeared into the crack. So, as they were watching, they could able to see the ground was splitting. Splitting means breaking up. So, the ground was breaking up and the tablecloth along with the eatables folded so slowly and vanished into the crack. Vanished into the crack. Now, fold is the present tense and folded is the past tense. In the same way, disappear is the present tense and disappeared is the past tense. The crack grew it. The crack grew, it widened, it lengthened, it ran between them. So, as they were watching, they could see the crack got widened and lengthened. So, it got widened and lengthened and it ran between them. So, in the middle of them, the crack ran. The mother and the girl were on one side and the father and the boy were on the other side. So, the crack made them to stand on one side, mother and the girl, and on the other side, father and the son. So, it appeared in the middle. The crack appeared in the middle. The little stove toppled into the growing crack with a clatter and the kettle disappeared. So, toppled means rolled over or fell. So, as they were watching, they could see the little stoves which they kept for heating the water to prepare tea, that kettle toppled means rolled over. So, it rolled over into the growing crack. So, in that widening crack, it rolled over with a clatter. Clatter means a great sound. So, with a great sound, the little stove rolled over and with a great sound, it fell into the crack and disappeared. It vanished. They could not believe their eyes. Then, as they watched, an enormous iron hand came up through the crack, feeling over the grass on either side of the crack. So, they were not able to believe their eyes at all. What happened? From the widened crack, the hand, enormous iron hand came up from the crack. So, when they were watching, they could see a iron hand, enormous means very large. So, a very big iron hand was coming up from the crack, feeling over the grass on either side of the crack. So, this crack was in the middle and the iron hand was touching the grass on either side of the crack, and could not believe their eyes, means were extremely surprised or shocked at what they saw. It nearly touched the little boy and he rolled over backwards. So, when they were watching, actually the iron hand touched the small boy, the little boy, and but narrowly he escaped and rolled over backside. So, the little boy narrowly escaped from the iron hand. The mother screamed. So, scream is the present tense, screamed is the past tense. So, the little boy's mother shouted with extreme emotion. "Run to the car," shouted the father. They all ran. They jumped into the car. They drove. They did not look back. The father, by saying all these things, he shouted at the top of his voice, "Run to the car." So he was shouting. So he was hurrying everyone, his family members, to run to the car. He was shouting. They all ran. The father, mother, the little girl and the little boy, they all ran and they got into the car. They drove. So the father drove the car, but they did not look back what was happened at the back of them. So drive is the present tense and drove is the past tense. So they did not see the great iron head, square like a bedroom, with red glaring headlamp eyes and with the tablecloth wrapped across the top of it, rising out of the top of the hillock. So as they were driving, they did not see what was happened at the back of them. So how the iron head was looking? It was looking like a square bedroom. So the Iron Man's head was looking like a square bedroom with a red glaring headlamp. So a glaring headlamp means the strong and bright lights of a vehicle. The Iron Man's eyes looked like this. So how the Iron Man's eyes were looking? His eyes were looking like a red lamp of the vehicle. So glaring headlamp. So the Iron Man's eyes were looking like the headlamp of the vehicle, and with the tablecloth wrapped across the top of it. So what happened when the family, when they drove the car, before their eyes, everything, all the eatables along with the tablecloth went inside the crack, no? So that tablecloth was wrapped on the head of the Iron Man, rising out of the top of the hillock. Hillock, it means a small hill. So now the Iron Man was coming out from the pit. The Iron Man had freed himself from the pit. So now the Iron Man had come out from the pit. when the farmers heard that the Iron Man was free again, they groaned. What could they do now? Hogarth had an idea. So now what happened? Again the trouble had come due to Iron Man. So now the farmers, they were very upset. So they heard that Iron Man has come out from the pit and they groaned. Groaned means made a sound expressing unhappiness. So they were murmuring among themselves that the Iron Man had come out. Why they were murmuring among themselves? Because grumbling among themselves, because they knew very well that previously when he came also, he gave lot of troubles to the farmers, isn't it? So now they were grumbling among themselves. What could they do now? So now they were thinking what they could do with Iron Man. Hogarth had an idea. So previously also Hogarth only helped the farmers, isn't it? So now he got an idea. At first the farmers would not hear of it, but at last they agreed. Yes, they would give Hogarth's idea a try. So in the beginning, initially the farmers did not agree for the idea of Hogarth, but at last finally they agreed. Now they decided to try the idea of Hogarth's. So agree is the present tense, agreed is the past tense. After spending a night and a day eating all the barbed wire for miles around as well as hinges, he tore off gates and the tin cans he found in the ditches. So the Iron Man, so he spent one full day and night, one full day he spent by eating all the barbed wire. Barbed wire means a type of strong wire with sharp points on it, used to keep people, animals out of a place. So the barbed wire, he ate lot of barbed wire in the vast area wherever it was there. He ate that, as well as hinges. So hinges means pieces of metal fixed to doors which let the doors swing freely. So hinges which is used to keep the door wide open and closed. So that hinges also he ate, and he tore off gates and the tin cans he found in ditches. So he not only he ate barbed wire and hinges, but he also ate the gates, iron gates and the tin cans which he found in the ditches. And 3 new tractors and 2 cars and a lorry, the Iron Man was resting in a clump. So now he not only ate hinges, barbed wire and tins. He not only ate that, but he also ate the other items also. 3 new tractors and 2 cars and a lorry. So after eating all these things, he was resting in a clump. Clump means a small group of trees growing closely. So he was now taking rest in the bunches of trees. He was hiding himself in the bunches of trees. There he stood leaning among the huge branches, almost hidden by the dense leaves, his eyes glowing a soft blue. So he was hiding himself after all these things, after eating all these things, he was hiding himself in the midst of branches of trees where it was dense with the leaves. So he was taking rest in the branches of trees. And how he was there, how he was standing there. He was leaning among the huge branches. So he was very tall, no? So he was leaning like this. So he was leaning among the huge branches, almost hidden by the dense leaves. So he was almost covered by the hidden dense leaves. That means very closely grown trees. So he was hiding himself there, and his eyes glowing a soft blue. So now after eating all these things, his eye was glowing like in blue color. So now he was taking rest after eating up everything. Now hope you all enjoy. Now let us see our second part later on. Thank you, children.